Morning, everybody. It's Dalton back out here at Lake Nacimiento, and I got me a spotted bass right here by a dock. Today's October the 1st. Back at it again. Let me get this guy right here. It's a nice fish. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's a nice fish right there. So I'm back in one of these coves back here, and I'm throwing a Ned rig. Nice, chunky, beautiful spotted bass. Throwing a morning dawn red flake. This is about the time of year where I really start thinking about the color red. And I lost a nice largemouth, maybe 2 pounds, over on that point. He jumped up and flipped it out of his mouth, and then I lost another one over there. And then finally I got that guy hooked. There's some little ones over here. I saw them jumping around. Come here, man. Oh, this guy's flopping everywhere. Anyway, I saw him jumping around, so I threw that little Ned rig over there, and what I did was I kind of shook it, kind of like a shaky head minnow, and it was really funny. They were just going after it like crazy. These spotted bass out here are real active right now. Some of the problems I'm running into is they're just so spread out. They do this in the fall, of course, and creates a little bit of a problem sometimes for me finding them. But once I find them, you know, I'm going to wind up catching them. But it took me a little while this morning to find a group of them. So right along this bank, I'll just kind of be going along with my trolling motor, and they'll just start jumping. And then I throw this out there, and I just kind of swim it like a swim bait, and they take it every time. I do want to sit down and talk to you about this color and why I like this color. As we are, you know, I don't know if it's mid-fall, late fall, but as we are starting to head more into the winter, I do want to talk to you about this specific color because I think it's such a good winter color. Man, they're just they are just all over this. Literally, I am throwing this. If you're familiar with the shaky head minnow, that's exactly how I'm throwing this. All I'm doing is, I'll show you. All I'm doing with this is I'm over here and I'll just let it hit the bottom, and I'll drag it a couple of times because I'm getting them that way too. And then I'll just take and shake my rod tip like this, real super duper slow. It kind of keeps it elevated. And I mean, they just hit it over and over and over again. There's just a whole bunch of little tiny bait fish over here. There's a bunch of, you know, bass around them. And I've been getting a lot of bites just right here, right off this point, right back where that dock is. A little bit over here on the other side as well. Well, it's just one of those beautiful fall days. Not too hot. This morning was a little bit chilly. It was pretty overcast and foggy. What's weird is I really thought with the overcast and the fog, I would have caught a lot more fish. I didn't catch very many this morning. It was actually really, really slow. And then when that sun came up, that's when I started catching them like crazy. It was just not necessarily what I would have expected, but glad I got it. So let me just kind of share with you you know, this little Ned rig setup I have. This is a Daiwa Laguna rod. It's a 6'6". I love these short rods. This is one of those Revos 1000 Daiwa reels. My crappie setup that I use constantly for my Ned rig setup. And what I've got here is, my Ned rig that I make, and I've got a 1/10 ounce, just a TRD head, and 6-pound test Seagar and Vizix. When I come out here and fish at this lake, I tend to, especially on my spinning rods, I like really light line. Sometimes I'll go to 4-pound test. It just seems to help me out a lot, and I don't have as much to get hung up on out here, so it works out pretty good. So anyway, we're not in winter, obviously. I mean, right now, just right here where I'm sitting, water temperatures are 74, so temps are still over 70 degrees. Not even, oh goodness, stand by, let me answer that. Okay, sorry about the phone, it was ringing there. I looked at it, I don't know who it is. But color is something I start thinking about in October. There's a certain color I think about. And even though we're not in winter, I have to think about winter because we're heading that way. And one of the colors that I really like in the wintertime is anything red. Okay, so I've put together some baits here. These are the Ned rigs, the ones I was using today. That is Morning Dawn Blue and Red Flake. There's a lot of red in that, makes a big difference. I've got my little flat side drop shot baits that I do the same color. Again, I'm really thinking about red right now as we start getting into eventually the cooler months. And then when we do get in winter, and I'll do this even now, but when we do get in winter, one of the things I like to do is throw a Texas rig worm up in the bluff walls, getting it way down in those boulders. So red, again, this is the worm that I like to throw right here. This is one that I make. And again, it's that red color that I'm going to be looking for. Also red crankbaits. One of my favorite colors for a crankbait out here is red and chartreuse. That seems to really be a dynamite color. And probably I'm going to be throwing some red trailers on my jig. Maybe making some Morning Dawn trailers. Have that red in that, which I think will make a big difference in the jig fishing. So that was fun. Caught a bunch of fish today. They are biting like crazy out here. You've got your chasers coming up trying to take the bait out of the one you caught, and it just makes it super duper fun when fishing's like that. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want any baits, links below. Thanks for tuning in. I'll talk to you next time.